What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745, and in this video we are finally taking our first look at Ronan the Accuser. Now let me just say, this footage is quite old. It actually is my very first time using him in PvP. So I probably didn't have the best method of using him down yet, and to be honest with you, I still may not have him down. So right away I'm just going to say I'd love to hear your techniques of using this powerful character. But make no mistakes about it, he is very powerful, an incredible team up in PvP, and in PvE. So one of the team ups I found I liked using with him in the simulator was Richard Rider, a man called Nova. And yes, Richard Rider is the man, he is the Nova. So I also love the fact that I'm getting to use him once again. And really, this team up makes both characters shine. Now as I was going through with my first time using Ronan, of course there was no shortage of Phyla and C&D teams. But honestly, there's very little you need to fear when you have the Accuser. First of all, Universal Charge is incredible. I like to use it really early on, but I could see you waiting to use it as well. And probably even the best thing about this character is the sheer fact that he takes turn after turn. He just gets turns all the time. It's really quite incredible. He was one of the first few in line with these really amazing, pretty overpowered characters that came at the end of this game. Another one I wish I had more time with. For me, I got so many duplicates I filled up the final bar, I believe, and the bar before that. So we're talking 15 dupes or so right there. Let alone a few throughout the first 6 covers. So yeah, it was a very rough time. And I didn't get to use them in the final PvP season. That leaves me kind of upset. If you got a chance to use them, lucky you, that's all I have to say. The same thing goes with these infused weapons. I really didn't get a chance to use those either. But I do like the one that I have. It does a very nice amount of damage. It would have been extra vicious and very nice to punish those worthy teams. And also it does block and remove divine buffs. Just to say a few things about it. And what was the biggest thing about it? Well, the ISO-infused Mighty Mace, that is. Of course it has diffused defense. Immune to Meteor Swarm and ground attacks. So yeah, a really cool weapon I would have loved to have more time with. But hey, who really knows what's going to happen in the future, I guess. Maybe there will be an offline playable version of the game. Man, I really hope so. As far as PvP, I don't know how that would go down, but let's just enjoy the time we have. For me, that means trying out all these new amazing characters in practice. And yeah, we talking about practice. So right here at the end of this first fight, you're seeing Nova in conjunction with Ronan. And of course, he is definitely going to finish off the enemies pretty quickly. Cloak and Dagger, though, don't go very quietly usually. So even with that damage, they're going to stick around. That is until we hit them with our Hammer Smash. You have to love Near Fatal. So there they go. Don't get me wrong, sometimes there's even issues with Near Fatal, especially with characters like that, but I'm just happy to see them knocked out this time. So moving on to our second matchup, it's against another of the same type of team. But there are a few differences. Plus I thought it was pretty interesting that they had King in their name. So I figured, let's take them on. I don't know how many Kings there can be in this game. Probably have to consult the rulebook. But we're going to try to knock this one off his throne. So we start with the Hammer Smash on Phyla, and we miss the follow-up. Then their agent smashes ours extremely hard with that rifle. So on my turn, I'm going to go ahead and use Singularity Matrix. Then probably just the Blackest Void. We have to remove some of those buffs. They got ridiculous already. Next up, C&D, and they're going to use Close the Gap, as always, then Bright Blades, and they go after Ronan, which is interesting. They do a little bit of damage to him, but I'm not too worried about him getting knocked out. On Nova's turn, I'm going to use Short Fuse, and we'll try to start pretty early with our Opportunist setup. Though, I wasn't sure if that was going to work with Triage. In fact, I was kind of sure it wouldn't, but we did it anyways. And so we'll look at the enemy team after that. Now Ronan is going to get 2 turns. So we're first going to use his incredible buff. Then we will mouse over the enemies. Okay, and actually, we did see some debuffs, especially on Phyla there. So I think we are going to use his level 9. It's a pretty quick use of it, but it certainly is worth it. And I completely go away from that. I should have just used my level 9. It usually hits very hard. You know, sometimes you just don't know with this game, especially towards the end here. Things are pretty wacky, roulette's not even paying out. This was slightly before that, but still. Not to dwell on it, but I do wish I could win gold from the roulette, because then it would be worth respinning. And you could end up with a huge mountain of gold. But every time I've won it, I don't collect. But anyways, my main thing right now in this battle is I wanted to knock out Phyla. So we're going to try to hit her with our mighty mace. And man, she's still in it, but barely. What I can tell you though, without question, is Richard Rider is going to be extremely pumped up. First of all, by his own Nova Prime coming up, in conjunction with everything Ronan's given him. So he's going to absolutely go off on the entire enemy team. And it's not to take away from Ronan. Ronan's what makes this matchup. And I think everyone knows he's extremely powerful himself. His level 9 is definitely a team clearer. Trust me on that. We'll try to get one of those battles in. But for this one, I don't want to hold back too much with Nova, so we're going to go ahead and use his Supernova Blast. And check out that damage. By rights, everyone should have been knocked out. But of course, it's one of those really annoying teams. So we'll try to hit Phyla. And perfect, she's back to full health on her turn. Fantastic. Well, Ronan has a turn, so we're going to go ahead and use his Sudden Judgment. And check this out. Looks like it's going to be a good one this time. And he smashes all 3 of them. The only thing left to do is to use a Hammer Smash on C&D. He follows it up. They refuse to go away though. Okay, I see how it is. You'll have that. You know, PD thought this was a good idea. Make Cloak and Dagger nigh invulnerable. So we'll just have to wait for them to proc their stuff and then knock them out again. But hey, we'll use the Mighty Mace just for fun. So there they are, nearly full health themselves. He'll use quick reflexes this time. Then Child of Light. And their Shot in the Dark does... Okay, we can live with that damage. Now Nova once again can use his quick action. So we'll start with his... Well, we just like his punch mainly. I don't know why, but I want to say it like Captain Falcon, so... Nova Punch! And then we'll use a Nova Brawl. I don't know who named these abilities, was it Hulk? But after this one, C and D are fairly hurt. And now we ran out of stamina, so it's going to be up to Ronan. And on his turn, we'll use his Hammer Smash. Looks like it's going to be a big hit. And wow, it does 32,000 damage on his level 1. So I told you this guy was sick. Well, next up, of course, we're going to do one more match. And it finally is a different team. In fact, we're facing a worthy, so that's great. And a fellow Ronan. So this should be interesting. Our Ronan, aka the good guy, is going to begin. So I start with You Stand Accused. Then the evil Ronan, Boo. Well, he actually ends up being stunned. And so is Null. That's pretty awesome. So with my agent, I'm going to use Singularity Matrix. We already dotted the enemy team up. Then maybe we can use the Blackest Void? Or wait a second. Should we use our Mighty Mace? I think we should. So let's let the worthy have it. And it does a fairly big hit to him, so pretty nice, we'll take it. Then back to our Ronan's turn. This time we're going to use Universal Charge. I love this ability so much. But you know what? We haven't seen his level 2 yet. And I do want to at least show Cosmic Wave, so we'll do that. We'll set them up real nice. Now the enemy team, except for Ronan, is pretty hurt already. And okay, their agent actually has a Singularity Matrix as well. Then he uses Sonic Boom on Ronan. Now this time with this turn, we will use the Universal Charge. Just in time to see Richard Rider destroy the enemies. So after using Short Fuse, we'll use Human Rocket first. Or on second thought, I think there's an indecisive theme in this one. But hey, It ends up working out. The enemy agents and Null are easily taken down. And we'll still use a Nova Brawl on their Ronan. After this, my agent should be able to finish him off. Wow, he comes back with a huge sudden judgment, giving us a massive scare. That would have been one of the worst ways to end this match, with a huge loss out of nowhere. But that's what that guy can do. He's like Randy Orton. But we did win out, and that's going to be the end of our first look at Ronan. I've leveled him, well, all the way to 15 now, and so we'll see him again soon. That's going to be it though for this one. I want to thank you all for watching, ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck and take care.